Okay, working actor. Let's talk about nerves. The nerve of nerves to get in the way of our work. And it's not just actors, it's any performer. And in fact, for a lot of people, public speaking, and for some people, just speaking in class. It can happen in a lot of situations. But there are at least four instances that I have in my life, our lives, where getting nervous, having stage fright, has changed the course of the life of people I love so much, and or me, in ways that are not what we wanted, and really significant redirections. And I have a lot of solutions. I've consulted with neurologists and psychologists and sports medicine people, and all kinds of, had all kinds of experience, and I have a lot of methods for dealing with the nerves. But to be really honest, how many of them work? How many of them work well enough to avert disaster? There's disaster and there's disaster, but when you can really fully perform something with excellence and all of the good consequences that come along with that, and instead you get nervous and you perform either just enough notches below that it makes a difference, a negative difference, or so badly that you might even have somebody say, "What are you doing? Why do you consider yourself to be an actor, or performer, or whatever, singer, whatever it is?" And so it's a real issue, and I want to open the forum to hear what's worked for you guys. Of course, the advent of self-taping has been, because auditioning is usually much harder than performing because you're on trial, basically. People get nervous in the witness stand also when they're actually on trial, or a witness for somebody who is on trial. With self-taping, it's much more like a performance. You can do as many takes as you want. You don't need to feel nervous in the comfort of your own home, or somewhere that you've established as a safe zone for yourself. And so that makes a big difference. That makes a huge difference. There are some people who are now getting roles, getting a high percentage of the roles they audition for, and their careers have changed because they're not going through days of anticipation, getting nervous, hoping to remember their lines when they do the audition, and to just get into that zone. And what does this say? By the way, I know this for a fact. Just because someone gets nervous auditioning does not at all mean they are going to be crippled with nerves when the role is theirs. That is a really dangerous misnomer, because many, 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 many people get stage fright in an audition situation who get no stage fright at all when the job is theirs, once they've been accepted to do the job. Also, the people who say, I love being nervous, it works for me, they're either lucky or lying. That little bit of nervous that you might get when you're not auditioning but you have the role, that's not the kind of nerves I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of nerves that affect your memory. So things you suddenly do not know, you go blank, and that affect your entire limbic system, and that affect the work, and that are really close to paralyzing. So before I share, it's too painful to talk about the situations that I'm referring to, where people lost things that really they could have gotten on account of nerves. And I also don't want to just put my ideas out there for what I think of as coping mechanisms. I'd much rather hear from you guys what has worked, what has actually worked for you. Not worked in theory, but actually worked. Okay, so there it is. Working actor, the nerve of nerves. Oh, I'm Eliza Roberts, by the way.